Hello and welcome to the Embody Your Highest Frequency masterclass series. We are super excited today to welcome Nikki Starr with my colleague Alexia Vlachos Kolokasidis. I'm Jennifer Akkad, and we are on a roll with amazing speakers speaking about how to lead powerfully and impact from your heart and be on mission through your unique God design. And this series is here to impact your life so that you start impacting your audiences and the people that you love around you. So welcome, Nikki. Hi, Alexia.
Hi, welcome.
Hello.
So good to be here. Thanks,
Jane.
Jennifer.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Yeah, it's I'm excited to hear what you're going to share with us today, Nikki. I'm going to read your bio, and then we're gonna have a conversation. So, Nikki Starr, you're going to be speaking about embodying your ultimate frequency to live your ultimate life. But first of all, Dr. Nikki Starr is a power and purpose activator and spiritual guide born into a lineage of Colombian healers and shamans. After departing from Western medicine, she traveled the world where she awakened to her mission to reach millions of people for the healing and awakening of humankind for the creation of the new earth. She has appeared on a Fox reality show about creating a new society, as well as a billboard in Times Square and covers of magazine, because she believes in the power of media to awaken consciousness in humanity. Now she works with people worldwide via her online offers and podcast, The Dr. Nikki Starr Show. Follow her at Dr. Nikki Starr on her Instagram. So that's amazing. And I would love to hear about the Fox reality show right now that I've read that in your bio. How did you get into that? What was that about?
Well, it's actually connected to what we're going to talk about today, where a friend reached out to me and she said, there is this casting happening, and I feel like just being yourself and sharing your light would be so powerful. And I was like, what is it? And she was like, it's about creating a new society. And because and this was already after I awakened to my mission being to reach millions of people for the healing and awakening of humankind to create the new earth. I'm like, this sounds like I could share my mission. Like, it's about creating a new society. And they were casting different people from different backgrounds. And there was 15 of us, and we were all, of course, and it was called Utopia. And they asked us all, like, my utopia is all about, and I said love. So on that show, they also named me Dr. Love. And I was able to share my way of living, my viewpoints, which was a fascinating journey because I really got to see how different we all were on the show, which is really like a microcosm of the world and society, and to see how we were influencing each other. And what I did find was that we were coming, the show ended up being canceled, which I was super grateful for because it was really a challenging experience. But it really, within that, we were there for like 66 days, which was a really interesting number. Yeah. Before it got canceled. And then we could see how I felt like people were having forms of spiritual awakening and coming into greater love and connection, which is what I really feel a utopia is all about. And really living heart-centered lives and embodying the love that we are, which is our highest frequency, is really how we are going to create this new earth together. And we put that first. And it's interesting. I didn't even realize the connection, but this morning I even said, like, my word for this year is love. And I connected. I was walking on the beach with my partner yesterday, and I connected back to that word. And it was like, what would love do? What would love say? And so if we're leading our lives from this place and really feeling love, like, what we can create is so incredible. And as we started to connect as a group on the show, things started to come together. And as we started to have more love and compassion for each other, things started to be created. And it just shows the beauty of that. So it was a really cool experience, not one I would want to experience again. But yeah, and I reached millions of people when I was on the Fox reality show. So it's like, check. And then I was like, okay, I'm going to be more specific next time, doing what I love with people I love.
Careful what you wish
I'm
for.
gonna go YouTube it now. I'm curious.
There's some clips there. Yeah.
It's so cool.
Yeah.
I mean, I got goosebumps as you were sharing that. And, you know, you're right about the love and about embodying the love that each one of us has. You know, we each have our own codes that we get to fully embody and express. And that's the way that we're going to build our Eden and our heaven on earth and our utopia. So that's so beautiful. I had no idea about that Fox reality show. Thanks for sharing.
Yeah, my
I'm very
pleasure.
curious about how love led you from being a medical doctor to where you're at right now.
Yeah, so I would say doing what I loved was the start of what shifted my path. So I was in medical school, and right before medical school, I did a trip with girlfriends across Europe. And I was like, oh my gosh, I love traveling. Like, you know, being a born and bred New Yorker, I had gone to like the Caribbean with my family, but I had never really gone to like other countries and experienced other cultures aside. But island life is just, it's kind of similar. So I kind of had like a paradigm shift when I went to it started when I went to Italy with my grandparents when I was a junior in college. And then I was like, I want to travel more. And so I did that, and I started traveling every second I could in medical school, which is not common. You know, most people are studying, but I just had this like strong desire, and I was like cocktail waitressing so I could like pay for my travels while I was in medical school. And it was part of my spiritual awakening. And just by following like what I loved, and at that time, travel was like, it was like its own education I was going through. It started to change my consciousness. And then I would have these experiences, like these oneness experiences when I was scuba diving under the sea in Australia at the Great Barrier Reef. And then I was skydiving out of an airplane. And I experienced such profound silence that it was a spiritual experience. So I was transcending my consciousness. And these were catalysts for my awakening. So by just following what I loved, I went through a spiritual awakening experience that then made me realize, wait a minute, this is not in alignment with my soul. And I didn't know that I came from a lineage of healers and shamans until I was on my spiritual journey, and I was going to meet and apprentice with other healers and shamans. And they were like, this is part of your lineage. Ask your grandmother, ask your grandmother. And my grandparents from my mother's side are immigrants from Colombia. And she had her own life of challenge and struggle, and got pregnant at 16 and then had like 5 children and then moved to the US. So she was in a survival energy and mode, and was not about expanding her gifts. Like that wasn't even an option. It was like they were just trying to survive. And then when I started to question, it was like, and they talked about the magic and this and that. And so I started to get the history, which for her was like so normal, and like, my sisters did that. And I'm like, why would you tell us, And so I think it's really like, it boils down to following that thread of like, what do I love to do, and what do I want to do, and what do I choose to do, and really not letting anything stop that.
Wow, what a classic case of that, exactly following your soul's guidance, your bliss, your excitement, and then just like trusting that it's going to work out. And I'm sure it wasn't all roses and I know
We know.
I say it wasn't all rainbows and unicorns.
Exactly.
Yes.
But you
thank you.
Like oneness, when you were scuba diving in the Australian, the reef, and when you're skydiving, I know what you're speaking of, and it's such a beautiful and profound experience that, I think that all of us here wish for every single person in the audience to experience that multiple times in your lives. So trust the nudges and go for what brings you bliss.
I hope. Thank you, Nikki.
Thanks so much, Nikki.
So the mic will be yours to present your masterclass, which is really embodying your ultimate frequency to live your ultimate life. So looking forward to listen to what you have to share with us. So we'll spotlight you, and the stage is yours, dear.
Okay, amazing. I'm just checking the time so I can see. Okay.
Yes.
And you'll just clue me in too for any time. stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe I'll put a timer on. Okay. So welcome everyone. Thank you for being here. And firstly, I just want to say that I think it's so beautiful that you're tuning into a summit, an experience, a talk like this, because this is how we expand our consciousness, by coming into the field of other activators, healers, coaches, leaders that are living and embodying the reality that we know that we are here to live. And I want to start by just defining terms in my title, which is very intentional. So I talk about embodiment. So what is embodiment? It's a term that I feel is newer to the spiritual development and also personal development world, where I like to define it as, how do you be in your body? It's literally your beingness, not what you say, not what you do, but your actual, like if someone just saw you on the street, like your embodiment, what are you giving off? And it's more than your energy, because your energy can also be outside of your body. This is like you living fully in your body, fully present here and now. So it's the most presence that you can be in real time. And that gives off a certain type of energy and frequency. So I also like to say embodiment is like incarnating even more fully into your body with your true blueprint, like we mentioned, like your codes, like your unique codes. And so the more embodied you become, the more magnetic you are, the more powerful you are. You are like that presence when you walk into a room. And to take care of your embodiment, it does require taking care of your physical body. So it is about what you do with your body, what you eat, how you move it, to most importantly, partially what your highest embodiment is, also clearing out frequencies and traumas and wounds and patterns that are yours and that are also not serving you. So anything that you're holding on to could be affecting your actual embodiment. Also about taking care of your energy field. So a lot of the embodiment work that I do is how you run energy in your body. So they're like actual meditations, and I can guide us through some things as well. But they're actual meditations that allow you to move energy in a specific way that's your energy through your body, and this enhances your embodiment even more. So when I talk about embodiment, that's what I talk about. And when I say embodying your ultimate frequency, so let's talk about ultimate for a minute. So the word ultimate came to me in a lot of different ways. And some would say it's like a very masculine word because it's like the best, like your ultimate life. But I truly believe we're here to live like the ultimate, the best. Like if you could think of the most epic thing, it's that. And the thing that you would never settle, like it's the ultimate, like what your mind could fathom. Like that is what you are here to live, be, embody, experience. Because just the fact that you could think it and desire it and feel it and want it, that's ultimate. And it expands you and you feel expansive, and it brings you that like joy and excitement when you think about it. And I've always been like this. I feel like even like being a medical doctor at that point was like my ultimate career. And then when I lived in Malibu at one point, and that was like my ultimate like home goal and destination. And then I did that. And then it was like, okay, now my ultimate is like to go to Europe and like live in Ibiza. And now I'm doing that. So I invite you to really think about like what's ultimate for you in life, and are you living it right here, right now? Are you like living in your ultimate home and the ultimate place you would want to be? Is your relation expressed ultimately? And even your business, your career, like, are you doing the thing that brings you the most joy and excitement? So when we talk about frequency, it is your energy, but I think the nuance between frequency and energy is frequency is something that is relational. It's how people are receiving your energy as well, because frequency is like something that's like given off, like an energy is just present, but like your frequency is dynamic, it's moving, it's active. And your ultimate frequency is you operating in your highest blueprint. So that is free of noise from the outside, conditioning, programming, things you should do, things you feel an obligation to do. It's clearing those energies that I talked about, things you might be holding on to, traumas, things of the past, things you inherited. This could cloud your ultimate frequency because we sometimes make decisions from our ancestors. So as we're coming into our ultimate frequency, it's clear, it's important to look at like what is not resonant and in alignment. And there's certain tools we can use as well that I'll go into as well that can support us and kind of filtering through, because the thing is that some things are unconscious and subconscious. So we're not fully aware of things that are not in alignment with our ultimate frequency. And also I would say like your ultimate frequency is connected to your true essence. And so there's different words we can use. So I just want to give you a flavor for that. And so so the second part of the title is to live your ultimate life. So I kind of went into that already when I was defining ultimate, but like, what is your ultimate life? Are you living it? And if you are not living it, what could perhaps be standing in the way? Could it be decisions, choice points, fear, worry, anxiety, obligation? Sometimes it's just fear of the unknown that is preventing you from, like, it's right there, your ultimate life. And so having courage to actually live it. And so I'd like to start by also asking you to really look at your life on all levels. And we can put it into categories, because sometimes I do find that when clients come to me, they're living their ultimate life in one aspect, but in other aspects may not be as much. And the big ones are yourself. Like, are you embodying the ultimate you? Because we're going to go into how this strongly affects if you're living your ultimate life. So just who you are as a person, how you feel, how you want to be in the world. Are you being the person that you know you're here to be? Then there's your love life, your partnership. If you have family or you want to create family, like where you are with that. And this also includes your family and friends as well. Then there is leisure. I know for like high performing women, sometimes this is left on the back burner and you're so in your purpose, your mission, your family, that you then like don't really do anything for fun or that you really want to do. And then there's your business, your purpose, your mission, your work. So we can kind of categorize that. And health, for example, would be under the you category. And so just look at those aspects and you can give them like a rating and see like, okay, where am I on the scale of ultimate? 10 would be like you're living it fully. And then, everywhere from there. And it can be more of an intuitive thing. The next thing I would invite you to do, and this is something you're not going to have the time to do it in the space of this talk, but you can if you want and listen to me in the background. But then I would really invite you, what I feel that allows us to live our ultimate reality, our ultimate life, is the clarity of what that is. The same goes for success. Sometimes people are constantly chasing that carrot on their tail for success, but they like never defined it. So it's so important to get really clear and define what your ultimate life is, which it could constantly evolve as you do, but at least you have that place that you're steering your ship. Like, this is my ultimate life. This is where I'm headed. And you are on that path, and the decisions you make will be in alignment with that. And then of course, as you change and evolve and healed and new experiences come to you, you can edit, evolve, change what that ultimate vision is for you. But just having the clarity is so key to get there. It's like, how can you get to the destination if you don't even know where you're going? Of course, the journey is everything and so important. But if you're kind of just like aimlessly wandering about, it's like the universe doesn't quite know what to send you. So the other way the reason why I really love working with goals and intentions is because it's like the address. Well, you are the address. This is why your frequency matters. But the package to be sent by the universe is your goal. You don't know how it's going to get there. It's not your responsibility to know that. But if the universe doesn't know what to send you, like, how can you live your ultimate life, right? And I'm going to add a little asterisk, which is this or something better. Sometimes things can come even better than we imagine. So I really invite you to stay open to that. And so getting really clear on what your ultimate. So I feel like once you have that goal of this is my ultimate life, the embodiment of your highest frequency is so important to support you in receiving that. Why? It can help you collapse time. So if you have this goal, this vision, and you want and you desire this, there's a you that lives that. But if you are acting out of alignment with that you, like let's say if your goal is to reach millions of people, but then you're like hiding and like watching movies and whatever you're doing that's like not in alignment, that you're not showing up to even have people see you, whether it's on social media or speaking at events or hosting events or however you feel called to reach people. Maybe it's even through writing books, but instead of writing, you're like sitting on the couch watching movies, which is okay, of course, in your leisure time. But if you find that you're making action, you're taking action and making decisions out of alignment from this ultimate reality, get curious. Why is that? And oftentimes it's connected to how we're feeling. And if we have trapped emotions or situations that we have not fully healed and processed, this can be affecting the choices and the actions and even the frequency that we're giving off. Because if you're carrying around a lot of shame and grief and guilt about something that happened a year ago, 5 years ago when you were a child, it's like a weight and a burden that can be an obstacle to you living that ultimate destiny of yours. And how we get to living, embodying, and being our ultimate frequency, for me, has been healing. Healing ourselves is so key. Mindset work, like what we think, and healing can be of the mind, of course, but it also can be like our relationship and our perception of experiences that we've lived and the stories we tell about them. And it's all connected, like mind. And it's also even about clearing the cellular imprint. So healing happens mind, body, spirit, emotion on all the levels, and different modalities and practitioners are supportive for you in that. So how do you know like where to even start? For me, I feel it's always about attraction. Like if you're called to a practitioner, if you like even hear the name. I remember when I first heard of like EMDR, I was like, what is that? I want to do that, you know? And then seeing that there's ways that we can heal things without even having to know what they are. Like there's such an intelligence at play with a lot of modalities. For me, like energy work has been so powerful. Like I love energy work because there's a divine intelligence works. And that's why even energy work has been such a big, it's like, okay, this is the goal. This is what, and it clears and dissolves. Just testing now. Is it better? I know sometimes the Wi-Fi can be a little like island life. So I'm just going to ask the host. I know that my sound just acted up. Was there anything specific that maybe didn't come through clearly that I can review? Just I know I'm speaking when I like channel.
Just what you just shared. For me, it was
okay. Do you remember what the opening line was? Talking about?
Was it clear for you, Jen? You received it.
On my side, it was clear. Yes,
Okay.
on my side, it was
clear.
clear.
Okay.
Maybe it was just my side.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, essentially, to follow the thread, I was talking about energy work and I was talking about healing ultimately, and that one of my favorite ways of supporting us in stepping into our ultimate frequency is through energy work, because there's such an intelligence around it that we don't even need to know how it works or what it's working on. In moments, it can be dissolving energies that are, and even frequencies that are not ours and not serving. And in other moments, it can be bringing in divine energies and working through grace, which is like a force that goes beyond our logic and reason or knowing of how it works, but it just works. And so energy work has been so profound, and one of the most profound, I feel. And now there's tools, even like the Healy, like I love using the Healy, that is like energy work, and it's working on our frequency. And in the coaching module and the coaching app, you can literally find out where are these aspects of ourselves, whether they're actions or whether they're thoughts or whether they're things inherited that are out of resonance with that ultimate goal we're stepping into. And then it can work on our frequency to bring it into that ultimate alignment so that we can embody our goals. And so the reason why they're connected, let's say your ultimate life and your ultimate frequency, is because by logic and reason, you would be embodying your ultimate potential, your ultimate frequency as you live your ultimate life. So we collapse time. Everything you desire already exists. You can think of it like in another dimension. And the reason why some things manifest faster than others, like you're like, oh, I'm so good at like manifesting like free gifts. I always get all these gifts, and everywhere I go, people are like, here you go, and everything. But when it comes to money, for some reason, it's like, I just can't manifest the money like as easily as I can manifest the thing. So right there, that can show you that there is some kind of frequency or resonance that's specifically connected to money. That could be an ancestral thing that you've inherited, etc. So it's so nuanced and it's so fine. It's like fine tuning a frequency. And as we go through our healing and our transformations, we clear out what's not truth, what's not ours, and we step more and more into embodying our ultimate frequency. And that's why we get closer and closer to our goals. And that's what I would, it's not that you would never not experience it, but how I feel that you really magnetize in your ultimate life quickly and with more ease and grace is to really focus on your frequency, because everything is a hologram and a manifestation of what's happening inside of us. So if anything in your reality feels like out of alignment or not in its ultimate realization, just look within. Even in relationships, I have found this so many times with clients, in whether their current relationship is not the greatest or they're not calling in the ultimate man of their dreams. It's not even about the other people. The moment we go within and we look at patterns and behaviors and things that are playing out that keep attracting in like not quite it, by fine tuning within yourself, whatever could be the obstacle, the block, the belief system, the story, the trauma that you keep then calling things in to try to heal that trauma through the mirror of other people. The moment that's cleaned up, brought into resonance and in alignment and in coherence within yourself, then it manifests in our outer reality. And as I said, like you can manifest ultimate in one area and then another area could need support. And that's totally normal, right? And our goal in our spiritual awakening and enlightenment and becoming journey is unifying and returning to the wholeness that we are, because everything else is just a distortion and an illusion. And we are just increasing our self-awareness so that we can find those areas. It's like, oh, wait, this needs some love and healing, and then integrating that, and then we're reclaiming power. So even like soul retrieval is essentially that. So the more of our energy we collect back to ourselves, the more powerful we are in our frequency and our embodiment, and then the more magnetic, and then we're easily magnetizing in our ultimate goals in all areas of life. So as you are kind of digesting that, I know it's a lot. When I go into my channel mode, it's like, la, 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 and then I don't even know what I said. So I'm like, can you just give me a reminder? Okay, so we have about 5 minutes left. And I want to guide you through a process that can support you just in feeling more embodied. And it's and this is what I mean by like these active meditations they're very purposeful, that you can actually do with your eyes open. So you can choose to have your eyes open or closed, whatever you prefer. And over time, when I share a lot of these energy techniques with clients, I invite them to like just do it when you're out and you're present. But then, of course, if you're going through a meditative process and you want your eyes to be closed, that's fine too. And you all know, I'm sure if you're here, you understand and you've done processes of grounding, right? And so even right now, I just invite you to reconnect to your roots that are already within the earth. And if you haven't connected to them in a long time, just really send out thick, luscious, and I invite you to raise the frequency of your root system to a high frequency gold and just send them down hundreds of miles wide below the surface of the earth and really see them wrap around the center of the earth. So the earth energy is so powerful to tap into and connect into to support our frequency because we are earth beings. So even as you send your root system down, I invite you to allow a rush of earth energy to just flush through your body. You can visualize it even as crystalline waters that just rushes up through your system, through the body, through the energy centers, out the crown. Let it come across the shoulders, down the arms, out the hands, and just create this like a fountain all around you, just cleaning, cleansing, grounding you into the earth, into this present time moment. And I invite you to send roots down from every cell, ground yourself 100% in present time. And now I invite you to bring your consciousness into the back center of your head. So a lot of times when our energy is out of our body, we're like, or it's so up in our mind. So just bring it back and you're going to feel almost like a heavy braid, or that's how, when you know you've kind of brought your awareness, your consciousness into your being even more, into your physical body. And allow your energy to get lower to the ground. And then send a grounding cord from that back center of your head down through the center of your being, down through your root system, all the way down to the center of the earth. And again, just affirm your grounds at 100% in present time. And feel as though your spirit, your soul, your energy is inhabiting into your body even more. And now we're going to collect your energy from any places you may have left it. So send out a 24-karat golden net out into the cosmos, out around the planet, out into your timelines, past, present, and future. And as you inhale, just feel yourself magnetizing in and collecting all of your energy anywhere you've left it, bringing it 100% in present time right here, right now. And as it is being magnetized, allow it to purify and raise its frequency to your highest healing frequency right now. And just collecting it all and just feel it coming back into your body in all the places that it's meant to come back into. And reaffirm your grounding, reaffirm you being grounded 100% in present time, and even visualize a magnet within the midline of your being and allow it to magnetize in all of your energy, whether you left it in places you went, conversations you had, or if you were daydreaming in the past and you left it there, bring it back to now. Or if you were in the future, bring it back to here and now. Remembering the present time moment is what is creating every other moment outside of this space. Beautiful. And so next we're going to send everyone all of their energy back to them. And send everyone all of their energy back. And now collect all of your energy back from anyone that it may have been with. Beautiful. And now in your intuition center, just connect with your highest self. And just by setting the intention, let's open up a portal of divine love, divine light, of your highest healing frequency, of your true essence, of your highest frequency. And let's start to visualize that as a golden light that comes from your source point, your truest essence, your highest frequency, your ultimate frequency that is connected to the blueprint of your soul and your destiny and your highest potential and your ultimate life. And just start to bring that in like a beautiful, it can be like a rain shower, it can be like a waterfall, it could be like sparkling light that comes down. And we can add some rainbows and unicorns and diamonds and crystals into that field to support you. And just let it fill into all the layers of your aura. Let it be like thousands of suns in all the layers of your aura, from close to your body out to greater than arm's distance in all directions above you, below you, behind you, in front of you, to the left, to the right, and feel yourself starting to emanate like a giant sun, and let it move down into your root system, and let it move into your crown and fill every cell and space of your body, all the way down to your toes, to your fingertips, up through the layers of your being. And feel yourself as your highest ultimate frequency, full of your dreams, desires, activated through your midline, this bright light, your heart, full of your ultimate frequency. And allow the intelligence of your ultimate frequency and of this energy to support you in clearing out what's not serving and embodying even more of your ultimate frequency right here, right now. And feel yourself like a beacon magnetizing in your ultimate life in all areas of your life, because you deserve it. You deserve your desires. Your desires are the messenger from your soul connected to the blueprint of the life you're here to live. And just ground all of that 100% in present time, and setting the intention for continue to work and integrate and activate in your field, and continue to magnetize all of the synchronicity and all that is supportive of you on your journey to live as embodied as your highest potential, embodied as your ultimate frequency, living your ultimate life on all levels, in all timelines, in all places, right here, right now. Taking a deep inhale, feeling that it is done. It is done. It is done. And as you are grounded 100% in present time, opening your eyes here and now. And so welcome back. And just noticing how you feel. I know even as I guided you through that process, like I felt myself like sit back more in a regal energy, like more in my throne, and my spine lengthened, even like the posturing of my head changed. And so noticing and so that's my embodiment, right? That's how I'm being, and my body shifted as I started to run the energies and move energy and choose to be more embodied in my body. And so notice that shift for yourself as well. And then you can do this in any time when you want to feel more centered, grounded, and connected to your ultimate frequency and ultimate potential. And so thank you.
Wow. Let me just spotlight all of us again. Thank you so much, Nikki.
Thank you so much, Nikki. Wow.
That was amazing.
You can't hear us?
Can she hear us? Can you hear us, Nikki?
Oh,
Oh dear.
oh.
I can hear you.
Yeah, me too. You cannot hear. Okay.
Okay. Thank you so much. That was incredible and very detailed, perfectly explained, and beautifully woven. I also felt a shift in my body as you were moving the energies and, activating. And I also leaned back. I could feel the regality, the royalty, even the queen codes coming in. Really beautiful. Jen, how do you feel?
I love embodiment work. Thank you so much for, I mean, it's really my drill also, and yeah, really surgery like effect of receiving the codes that that were transmitted from you to us, to the audience. I could feel all lies wanting to melt out, right? Which is the purpose, right, of the embodiment. So thanks for the reminder, the resonance as a reminder of what we are really here to do as embodied souls. And that's why this summit is existing. That's the purpose of this summit. So thank you so much. And I know, yay! Oh, that's so good. That's so good. You have a free gift for our audience, the Ascension Codes of Love, right?
Yeah. So the Ascension Codes was a series that I created when I received the information that I had to share my light language with the world more. I don't know if you know what light language is. It's essential. So for the audience who may not be familiar, I like to define it as the translation of energy frequencies into sound frequencies. And they are for healing, to activate more of our light, to activate our DNA. And it was very much the more alien part of my work that I felt maybe not safe sharing, or it would be too woo-woo or out there. And so really just my one-to-one clients or women who went through my Ultimate Woman program would experience, and in my energy healing and activation workshop. But then aside from that, like I would never share it. And even now I don't share it on my social media, but the Ascension Codes were created to specifically share light language. So there are 13 of them, and they're different codes like love, pristine alignment, awakening, death, divinity, like all different things connected to different aspects. And it's really like a remembrance. And the love one I chose specifically for here because, as I mentioned in the beginning of the interview, I feel that when we really feel love, we are really embodying our ultimate frequency in that moment. And of course, our frequency can shift and change in real time based on what we're experiencing. But if we have specific embodiment practices to connect us back to the love that we are and our unique frequency of love, then it's much easier to shift our frequency back to our ultimate frequency and then get back in alignment with what we're creating and being and doing. So then we can have everything it is that we desire for our ultimate lives. So I chose the Love Ascension Code as more embodied language, which I didn't share today, but you'll receive it there. And yeah, and the one thing I would just say about that is really listen from a place of just what is it moving inside of me. If you haven't heard light language before, you might be like, this is weird, or think like, what does it sound like? But that's not the goal, right? It's just as you're listening to it, just feeling what's moving inside of you and allow it to happen. And then there's actual embodiment practices there as well. So
wow,
enjoy.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I got
Thank you so much.
body chills as you were explaining, you know, the love language, the love light language, and it's beautiful. Thank you so much. I can't wait to hear it myself. Yeah, I think we're complete, and I'm just so happy that we had this time and this space with you, Nikki, and that our audience is going to receive this beautiful transmission, full transmission of love from your heart and from us. But thank you so much for showing up and standing in service. This is beautiful. I appreciate you, and I'm so grateful. Thank you so much.
Thank you both so much. And thank you for creating this space for people to receive and share. And and it's been an honor to be here. So thank you for having me.
Yeah, thank you so much. So for the people in our audience, you will be able to get Nikki's free gift by clicking in the link wherever you are on this page, whatever, and you'll be able to receive that and start embodying love for yourself. So thank you so much. Bye for now.